So I am waiting for my sweet potato. So that's one of my favorite sweet potato because it's an oriental kind. So it's a Japanese kind, which is close to what we normally eat at home, back home in the Philippines. So sorry about all the mess in there, but it's okay. Alright guys, so I'm actually eating my breakfast right now, and while I'm eating my breakfast, we're gonna answer other questions. We're gonna answer a few questions from my subscribers. So most of the questions are related to my nursing journey. There are a few questions too about my CNA experience and about my RN journey. So this question is about my CNA job. Her question is, how was I able to apply in a hospital as a CNA? So she's asking for an advice on how to do that. So what I did is, I think most of the hospital, they want you to be certified as a CNA, or they want you to be certified as a nursing aide, or they also call it patient care tech, for you to be able to be hired in a hospital. I'm currently residing here at Missouri, so I believe that's one of the requirements. You need to be certified as a nursing aide prior to applying as a patient care tech in a hospital, or a certified nursing aide in the hospital. Technically, in general, most of the jobs or companies, you can actually apply it through online. So in my case, I went directly to the hospital's website, and then I specifically applied on a certain location which is near to where I live. So, and then once you click on that, you're just gonna type in your the role that you needed to apply. Let's say if you are applying as a nurse, or if you're applying as a CNA or a PCT, you just click on that, and then you're gonna see all the available position. And once you submit your application, the company is gonna give you a call back, and then that's how it starts. Usually they're gonna set you up for a meeting, and then it goes from there. So another question is about my NCLEX exam. So she's asking if I could tell her the exact topic or subject that I've encountered during my NCLEX exam. Unfortunately, we are not allowed to say anything about our exam test, or what are the question or the specific question that came out during the NCLEX. However, my advice to you is you have to know the concept prior to taking the NCLEX exam. And another thing, you also have to know about the test taking strategy on how to answer the questions. So if you gotta pick which one works for you, for me, what works for me is to familiarize the concept and do a little bit of practice questions, because I find it really boring reading the rationale of the practice test. So I only answer like 10 to 20 questions. If you want to watch my vlog on how I study for the NCLEX, I'm gonna link it here, so you better watch it. So since the NCLEX exam is a computer adaptive test, so the computer is gonna test your ability of the certain topic, and the computer is gonna assess on which is your strongest part and your weakest part. So during my previous test, the first time I took the NCLEX exam, I did have a lot of mental health questions. One of my workmates that is also a nurse, she told me that they think that the mental health is my strongest side during that test. So the computer actually gave me a lot of mental health questions, but I'm not sure. Somebody also told me that mental health was my weakest part, so who knows? I don't know anymore. I'm not sure if the computer is gonna give the question that are your weakest or your strongest. I'm not sure really. But during the second time that I take the exam, I believe that I got all the mixed topic. Like, I didn't have a specific area that came out compared to the first time that I took the exam. So the second time is I got everything, like not probably everything, but mostly bits and tiny bits of questions in each topic. So I got all peds, I got med surg, of course you're gonna expect med surg. I got a little bit of mental health, I got a little bit of maternal or OB, but I didn't really have a lot of pharmacology, which is, I think you don't have to worry about the calculation because I did not really encounter that, and I don't think they're gonna ask you calculation questions. So I apologize that I look like this. Eventually I'm at home, so I don't really have to dress up and about because I'm just at home. I'm just dressing comfortably, and this is just how I look at home. But I was kind of little. Sorry, my white hair or my gray hair is poking right here, but who cares? Another question. You mentioned you graduated in the Philippines 2009. Yes, I did. And she was asking what process I did to obtain the authorization to test, because her brother also graduated on the same year when I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. And he did not take his boards, which is the Philippine Licensure Exam. So it means her brother is in the same situation as I am, because I'm not a registered nurse in the Philippines. I just completed a degree and wasn't able to take, I was able to take the test, but I failed on the PNLE. So my advice for you is he needs to check what state he wanted to work as a nurse, or what state is he going to apply to take the NCLEX exam. Once he decide which state he's going to take the NCLEX, he needs to contact that Board of Nursing or the CGFNS itself. In my case, because I'm in Missouri, I contact the Missouri State Board of Nursing if it is a requirement for them to, prior to taking the NCLEX, if it's one of the requirements that I should be like a licensed nurse back in my home country. So what is he gonna do is he have to contact that Board of Nursing. He has to make sure before sending an application or sending a registration prior to take the NCLEX, he needs to make sure that he is eligible to take the test if he is not a PNLE passer. So he have to contact the Board of Nursing. Other than that, since we have to go through the CES report, which is the credential evaluation report, so he has to go through with CGFNS. He could also directly contact CGFNS and ask them what is the requirements upon taking the NCLEX exam on a certain state. The only states that I knew that they don't require a PNLE passer is where I'm from, so it's Missouri, and then Ohio, since I have a friend there that has the same situation as I do. Yeah, that's the first thing your brother is gonna do. Check for the Board of Nursing and the CGFNS. He has to contact them and make sure that he is eligible to take the NCLEX exam before doing all the process and pay a certain amount, which is actually quite a little bit expensive, and I'm gonna talk about that on my next vlog. So I hope that's clear for you. If not, let me know in the comment and I'm gonna explain further. So since this is coming to my next vlog, you probably need to watch it and stay tuned, okay? Oh my god, I keep on talking and then I forgot to record. And it's been like a long talk. So, anyways, I don't know, where should I start? So I'm just gonna talk about it from the start. So I'm also a member of LEFORA, which is a group in Facebook that all the Filipino nurses or all the Filipino aspiring nurses go from that page to ask questions regarding their NCLEX journey or their nursing journey. If they are aspiring USRN, Canadian RN, or I think somewhere also in Australia. And UK. So a lot of Filipino nurses join this Facebook page. It's like a platform for all the nurses that we ask questions, or most of our questions are answered there. So that would help in our journey. But anyway, my Facebook, I don't really talk about my Facebook here in YouTube because I'm not active on my with my Facebook, but I do have certain people that reach out through me, which are also members in LEFORA. And since I shared there regarding my NCLEX journey, so they will give me like a private message and ask me a few questions. So one of the member there asked me, I actually answered this already from the previous question. So she's actually based in Canada and she wanted to be a USRN. She just basically asked on how to become a USRN regarding the process. So I really need to make a video about this. So it would actually help a lot of foreign educated nurses. Anyway, the first thing you gotta do is you have to make sure your eligibility with a certain state prior to applying for the NCLEX exam. So I'm not sure with New York. And I think California, they don't require you to be a PNLE passer. California, Ohio, and Missouri. These are the 3 states that I knew that they don't require you. Correct me on California, but I do have a friend. She's still processing her eligibility to take the NCLEX in California, and she's also not a PNLE passer. So yeah, you have to call the Board of Nursing. First you gotta do is to check their website, the Board of Nursing, and then check the requirements for foreign educated nurses. And then once you have doubts or you still have questions after checking the requirements, all you gotta do is email the BON, or I think it's best for you to call them, since I really want to make sure my eligibility to take the NCLEX. So I keep on calling them, and there's nothing wrong with that, and they eventually answer all my questions. So yeah, you have to give them a call. If you're residing from Canada, I think it's easy for you to call a toll-free number here in the US. I'm just not sure in the Philippines though on how are you gonna contact the Board of Nursing here in the US. And then since you're also going to do the CES report through CGFNS, you could also call them. Before, they used to answer your call, or they will attend your call for about 20 minutes. But now, they've been really good in answering their phone calls. Like the call center representative, they will, get or attend your call immediately. Like probably not even 5 minutes or something. So they have improve, that's the word. So this is a good question. So she's asking if the hospitals, once I applied as a CNA in the hospital, if they need any experience. I'm not sure if she's referring about my CNA job or my new job as a nurse. So she told me congratulations, so probably she's referring to my RN job. I'm just probably going to talk about the CNA and RN job that I have in the hospital. Anyway, if you are referring about the CNA job, I don't think it's important for you to have an experience prior to applying as a PCT or a CNA.
Hi guys, it's me again. It's actually 11 o'clock in the evening right now, and I'm still editing this video, so I will be able to upload this to you. Anyway, what I'm saying is, it is not important for you to have an experience working as a CNA or a PCT or a nurse for you to be able to get hired at a hospital setting. Although it is important, or it is a great advantage for you to mention it to your employer that you already had an experience working as a CNA or a nurse, because it would give you a great chance to be hired as soon as possible. Nevertheless, you don't really have to worry if you don't have any experience, because when I came in to the hospital, what they only required is for me to have a certification that I am a certified CNA for me to be able to get hired, but they didn't really indicate that I need to have an experience for me to be able to work there. And regarding to my new role as a nurse, they already knew that I don't have any experience working as a nurse because they already knew my background.
Hold on, I gotta check my sweet potato if it's done. This should be done. Ooh, looks so delicious. Woo! Yay! It's soft now. I'm gonna eat this one. You know. Yay! Oh, heaping akong baby. New chillin' akong baby. CJ's here. Bojay's here. Bojay. Exposing my husband's shirt. He usually put his shirt there. Alright, so my sweet potato is done. But anyways, I think I've already answered about the CNA. Okay, about my RN role or as a nurse. So I've clearly mentioned it to them that I wanted to work as a nurse there once I get my license done. So I think it's a plus if you're currently processing your NCLEX, or if you wanted to take your NCLEX. I think it's good for you to work in a hospital first as a CNA, and then once you get your license done, then you're gonna apply through the same hospital, because for me it's an easier transition. Like, it's an easier environment because you're already established a relationship with these people. Yeah, I think I talk too much, but yep. Another question from my Facebook Messenger. She's actually talking in my language. She's asking on where we could see the result of the NCLEX exam. So, if you're done taking the NCLEX, you can see your unofficial result in the Pearson view. That's the website on where you apply for your authorization to test, or where you get your ATT number. They're gonna give you an official result, which is it would only state pass or fail. The official result is going to be emailed by the Board of Nursing where you currently applied to take the NCLEX. And then you could also access through nurses.com. There is a quick result there that you could see your license number. I'm not sure if you're gonna get the result there immediately. In my case, it didn't, because there's a problem with my name, because it's a long story. And they're talking about the PVT trick. I don't think it works anymore. It used to work before. So if you pass, you're gonna get a good pop-up. If you fail, you're gonna get the bad pop-up. But right now, that doesn't work anymore. So after I took the NCLEX, I did not care. I mean, I do care about the result, but I did not check the PVT trick. All I keep on doing is I waited for 3 days. I didn't do anything for 3 days. After the third day, I checked the person view. However, because I have an issue with my name, it took me 5 days for me to be able to get the unofficial result, which is really dragging. So after the fifth day, I get the result, and then I got an email from the BON. So yeah, that's how you're gonna check the result for the NCLEX. And then after I get the BON, I check nurses.com. I see my license number over there, and it says RN, that I'm an official, or I'm a legit registered nurse in the US. So yeah. Another question. Oh, okay. So she has a friend that is also not a PNLE passer, and which is the same situation as I do. And she's asking on how I took the NCLEX prior, even though I'm not a PNLE passer. So yeah, I think I've already answered that question. So check with the Board of Nursing and the CGFNS your eligibility to take the NCLEX exam. But I really need to make a different video, or a separate video for this, like a thorough one, so everybody could, watch it, especially Filipinos or Filipino aspiring nurses. I really wanted to help you. So she's been following me through the LEFORA page, and then she also saw my story when I passed the exam, and she was really motivated for that. And what else? At the same time, I have to get my credentials and would like to do a part-time job as a CNA or a pharmacy technician. For now, I don't know where to start. Do I have to take the CNA classes or a pharmacy tech course to be able to be certified before applying for that job? Or is it okay if you don't have the certification? So, my first job here in the US is a pharmacy technician. And when I apply on that job, they did not require me to have a certification because they are the one who got me, or they are the one who processed my certificates for me to be able to be certified as a pharmacy tech. I'm not sure with other pharmacies though. I'm not sure with other states, but that was my first job and I didn't really know what to do. But I applied to them without a certificate. I told them that I wanted to really become a nurse and I wanted to start working in a pharmacy and see if, I still feel like going to the nursing life, or I wanted to shift to being a pharmacy technician. For the CNA in the hospital, I think you have to be certified, as what I've told you from the previous questions. But if you are not certified and you wanted to be a CNA, the best thing that you would do is to apply in a long-term care facility. And then once you get hired, they're gonna give you a certain course that you need to complete for you to be able to get certified. Of course, after that course, you have to take a state board exam for you to get that certification. If you are not certified and you wanted a free course that you don't have to pay anything, but you can start working, go to a long-term care facility. It's a really good start. It can be a lot. It's a little bit heavier when you then working in a hospital, but if you wanted to start a journey as a nurse and you don't have any money for the CNA classes or the CNA course, go to long-term care facility, and then after you acquire that certification, work for them for at least 2 years or 3 years, depends on how you adjusted on that facility. If you like it, then you can stay longer, but if you feel like it's not for you and you wanted more experience, because you would really gain more experience at the hospital, and if you are really aiming to become a nurse, it's best for you to work in the hospital. I hope that answered your question. Oh, this is a good question. If you need an IELTS, which is English Proficiency Exam, before taking the NCLEX in the US. So, I really thought that in Missouri, you don't have to take the English Proficiency Exam because it's not written in the requirements. But when I applied through CGFNS, they completely stated there that I really need to take the IELTS or the TOEFL exam. So, to make sure, I called the Board of Nursing to get my question answered. And I told them that I'm already like a permanent resident here in the US. And our university or in the Philippines, most of us academically, or our credentials are actually taught in English. So most of us Filipinos are kind of fluent and we can understand English as well. So I told the Board of Nursing if we really have to do the IELTS and the TOEFL exam prior to get eligible to take the NCLEX exam, and they said yes. In Missouri, once you go to the CGFNS website, you're gonna search your specific state, let's say Missouri, Ohio, New York. They are going to specifically state in there what type of exam you're gonna take, like what type of English proficiency exam you're gonna take. In Missouri, I knew that you can either take TOEFL or IELTS, and then I took the TOEFL, and it's really, really, really hard because I failed 3 times on that, and I really couldn't accept why I keep on failing on that exam. But yeah, I failed on that test 3 times. That's the reason why it took me forever for me to get eligible to take the NCLEX, because I keep on failing on my English proficiency exam, and TOEFL is really hard. And then I also took the IELTS, which that one I passed 1 time, because the difference with TOEFL and IELTS, TOEFL is kind of like a computer based exam. So basically, you have to take the reading, speaking, listening, and writing. The speaking part is you will talk to the computer. So they're gonna basically ask you a few questions and you have to answer it in a certain amount of time. And I never get finished in answering the question. So it basically, that's probably the reason why I keep on failing that test. And I am really scared to talk to a real person when it comes to an exam. But when you're talking to a person or to an examiner during a test, that doesn't work for me. So that's why I keep on taking the TOEFL. However, because I keep on failing on that, I just, realized that this isn't for me. I want to try the IELTS. So when I decided to take the IELTS, I had a friend that she's an IELTS teacher back in the Philippines, and I asked her to coach me on that. So we basically have classes for about 2 months for me to be able to master the IELTS. And then we focus a lot on writing and the speaking, because I really want my writing to be really good, and the speaking actually. So the band score, I think in Missouri, that you need to get for you to be able to get eligible to take the NCLEX is overall band score of 7, and for the speaking is overall band score of 8, I guess. But I'm gonna put it here just to make sure, because I don't remember anymore. It's been a long time. So I finally passed that IELTS, then I got eligible, and then CES report was was issued, and that was the only thing they were waiting for me to get eligible for the NCLEX exam. So after I got everything done, it was being submitted to the BON, and then that's it. I got my eligibility. So you better check with CGFNS or the Board of Nursing if you really have to take the English proficiency exam. And I think that's the last question. So if you have more questions, let me know. You can comment down below, or you can send me messages on my Instagram, not on my Facebook, because I'm not really active there unless if I talk to my family. But yeah, I hope this helps. And next video would be, I'm gonna talk about my processing time, about prior to taking the NCLEX exam, the CGFNS, and all the good stuff. So see you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, I keep on talking. I forgot to eat my sweet potato. Look how chewy it is. Bye guys.